Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
916, getting down with another Fresh Out Prison Talk. Now, one of our viewers sent me this story, and this story should be a wake-up call to a lot of you young men out there doing these criminal activities that are violent, that are deadly, and that will take your lives away on the street. 3 men convicted, sentenced in death of Gwinnett High School football coach. This killing happened back in 2022 when Bradley Coleman was killed during a carjacking at a Gwinnett Quick Trip. The jury has delivered a verdict in the murder trial against 3 men accused of killing beloved Gwinnett High School football coach Bradley Coleman during alleged carjacking in 2022.
Mr. Collins, count 1, excuse me. Count 1, which is felony murder, predicate act is aggravated assault. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 3, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Count 10, hijacking motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 3. Count 11, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 10. Count 12, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 11. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. I sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 12. Count 14, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 13. Count 15, which is a violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 14. Mr. Collins, you have now been convicted of 15 felonies, but sentenced to 9 because 6 of them by operation of law either merge into the others or are vacated.
Did you hear how much time they got? Rewind that and listen to it again. Did you hear how much time they got? They're not seeing the streets again. They're not going to see the streets. They took that man's life for what? For what, man? These young people, they have so much future ahead. They could have bought his car 100 times if they would have just worked, did something else. You might think it's fun, it's cool, you run around, you're violating people, you getting away with stealing, whatever else, but it just escalates. I'm telling you because I've been there, I've seen where it could go. I'm fortunate that nobody died in my case, or else I wouldn't be here today. I would still be in prison. And I'm the only one alive from my bank robbery. Everybody else is dead as far as my co-defendants. They both died. I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to save your life. You think it's a joke out here. They're calling you guys terrorists. You're gang terrorists. You're street terrorists. You're terrorizing. And then you get mad when they bust you and you get all this time and you want to say something slick.
Deputies.
You know? You want to say something slick like you shouldn't be punished for your actions. Man, there's a punishment. There's a punishment. You get mad, you get angry, you cuss me out. There's a punishment to your actions. Your actions, you might think they're going unpunished, but you will be punished when you violate other people, man. This game is serious. And you guys are running around thinking it's a joke, robbing. I mean, this man could have helped you maybe in sports or mentored you. He was a valuable asset to the community. These people that go around helping other people, coaching, teaching, working, doing regular stuff, they're valuable to the community. They're positive people. When you take away those people, you not only take them away from their families, you take them away from the communities. Prosecutors allege Hughley killed Coleman, saying all three were prepared to kill, adding Booker and Collins helped with the attempted theft and getaway. The state also argued the men's actions were part of a gang-related scheme, but defense attorneys have disputed those claims. Joshua Hughley, felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Aggravated assault, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. You see how many times they charged him with the Gang Prevention Act? That's like 4 times. Felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Prevention Act, guilty. Hijacking motor vehicle, first degree, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Possession of firearm during commission of a felony, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. That's 15 charges, 15 guilties. David Gerard Booker, felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Aggravated assault, guilty. Violation of Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Act, guilty. Felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Hijacking motor vehicle, first degree, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Prevention Act, guilty. Miles Collins, felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Aggravated assault, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Felony murder, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Prevention Terrorism Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Prevention Act, guilty. Hijacking motor vehicle, first degree, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Possession of firearm during commission of felony, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, guilty. Judge Tamala Atkins sentenced Hughley, Collins, and Booker shortly after the jury found them each guilty on all 15 counts they were facing. Atkins sentenced each one of them to life without the possibility of parole for felony murder charges, plus several more decades behind bars to run consecutive with the life sentence. Each were eligible to appeal their sentences. So consecutive means that after you die in prison, you still got time. Your body still has time. It's not concurrent. Concurrent means that it's running while you're doing your time with the other sentences, the other conviction. No, consecutive means when you finish one life, you still got 20 years to do after that. You guys think it's a joke, man. You think it's a joke. You know, you want to steal somebody's Rolex, you want to jack them for the car. You know, you thinking, oh man, they're just going to give it to me, whatever. Maybe you struggle, something happens, maybe this person's not gonna just bend over like you think they are and give it up, or and you kill somebody and you're a gang member, it's a wrap, my buddy. It's a wrap. You will be sitting in there, a grandpa in prison. These young men probably don't even have no kids yet. You won't be able to reproduce. You won't be able to embrace a woman, know what it's like to touch a woman. You won't know what it's like to be able to hug your kid, your grandkid. The people you hurt, your family disappointed in you, the people, your mom. I mean, these people, a lot of them, you cause maybe them to, maybe you might cause some of them to maybe, you know, have an illness caused by the stress they're dealing with you. So you don't even think about the people that actually loved and raised you. You just think about out here running around with these other knuckleheads that's doing dirt. You're not thinking about the big picture and how many people you impact, your little brother, your little sister, your auntie, your cousin that looked up to you, all these people, man. But it's on you. You have to make the choice. You could either continue doing that dumbass shit and spend the rest of your life in prison, or you can stop right now today and make a difference, man, and become a positive influence and maybe save some lives. Big Herc 916.
I'm Big Herc, and I have over a decade of experience in the prison system. Yeah, I've done a lot of time, made a lot of stupid mistakes, but that's why I'm here with you today, educating you on the Mastermind program by Fresh Out. See, they don't give you a manual when you go to jail on how to survive. They don't tell you how to go take a shower, where to sit at when you go to chow, what to do when you have mail call, how to handle your commissary. See, we cover that and a multitude of other topics that are very important, because if you do the wrong thing, you can get your damn wig split. We have over 100 million views as of date on our YouTube channel, but we've put and condensed all this knowledge into this Mastermind program so that you can provide your client with a winning chance. Do yourself a favor and your client a favor and sign them up for our program so they don't have to get their wig split and they can make it out alive. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.